While New York's Governor Kathy Hochul clearly concerned about the Omicron surge in her state, there's a host of other issues on her plate. Hochul now announcing she will propose a limit of 2 4-year terms for New York State governors going forward. This is anticipated to come out in her first State of the State address, a move that could allow some distance between her and the scandals of her predecessor, former Governor Andrew Cuomo. Joining us now to discuss is Nick Langworthy, chair of the New York State Republican Committee. Nick, thanks for coming on today. Talk to me about this proposal from the governor. What do you make of it, the timing of it, and what do you think's behind it?
Well, thank you very much for having me back. I mean, I believe that this proposal is nothing more than, sheer politics. You have a brand new governor who gains accidental power. She needs to find something that stands for common sense to speak to. Republicans in this state have been calling for term limits for years. Lee Zeldin, her main opponent on the Republican side, has term limited himself before he's even, won the party's nomination, saying he would only serve 2 terms. This is pure politics. It's a long road in the legislature by amending our state constitution. This couldn't really be enacted for about 4 years. So this is just a pure political ploy for her to basically draw distance into the fact that she sits in the shadow of a corrupt governor that she succeeded. And she was completely complicit, silent, about all of the things that went on during his tenure. She has chosen a lieutenant governor who is rife with ethics question marks. And Hochul herself, as she's entered office, she's reportedly raised over $10 million. She's had lobbyists hosting fundraisers throughout this tenure she's had so far. Yet on her own disclosures, she has not listed one single meeting with a lobbyist or lobbying firm. So this is nothing more than window dressing to cover up basically corruption in her own background.
Well, she served as lieutenant governor, as you point out, under Andrew Cuomo, who made some crucial decisions during the height of the COVID pandemic in New York, thinking back to that March 2020 executive order, specifically when it comes to nursing homes. Now, we're learning that those charges from the district attorney dropping all of those against the former governor. Your thoughts on that move? What implications could that have, especially when you think of all the families impacted by that order directly?
Well, when I heard the news, the first thing I heard of is the families of those that lost loved ones in the nursing homes, and our hearts and our prayers are always with them. But this just shows the swamp that we're in one-party Democrat rule in the state of New York, and why we need to break that down in the 2022 elections and elect a Republican governor. We have district attorneys that are fearful of the administration. That's how Andrew Cuomo reigned in this state. Kathy Hochul herself must have been so fearful that she, the cat had her tongue. She didn't say one thing to criticize this governor on the nursing home issues, on the sexual harassment scandals. She remained silent and complicit in his corruption. And that's why we need to clean house. We have, DAs that won't prosecute open and shut cases. We're hearing far too many of these charges being dropped around Andrew Cuomo. It's funny, once the political headlines subside, the courage seems to go away. And it's sad. It's a sad commentary of our politics in New York. We need to break down one-party Democrat control and restore balance for the people of the state of New York.
But when you look at the breakdown of politics in New York, Nick, is it an uphill battle to get a Republican in the top seat?
Oh, it certainly is. I mean, it's been quite some time since Governor Pataki left office, which happened in 2006, since we've had a Republican governor in this state. But there's only one way to change New York, and that's to change governors of the state of New York. And that's why we will run a candidacy in a Republican, ticket this year that will appeal to people of all party affiliations. If you believe in common sense, in restoring the rule of law in the state of New York, and stand for ethics and honesty in our government, then vote Republican, because what's happening right now has failed at all levels, from the cities to the counties to the state. Crime is high, ethics are at an all-time low, and we need a change.
Yeah. All right. We'll see if you can make the appeal to the people still living in New York and in New York City as well, if they haven't fled already. Nick Langworthy, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me back.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.